Samsung released the new update for One UI 8 Watch on the Galaxy Watch Ultra yesterday, and I will be comparing everything that's new compared to the previous software version on the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. First and foremost, what you're going to notice are new icons that matches the One UI 8 on the Galaxy phones, and the layout is in a square pattern compared to the unorganized pattern that was previously on the Galaxy Watch 6. It is worth noting that this update will be on the Watch 6 in coming days. However, this is the newest version that this watch currently supports, and this is the newest one that the Ultra can support. Speaking of the apps tray, a new noticeable change on the new software are recommended apps that you can easily use at the top of the apps page. Previously, the orientation you set is what you always got. However, as you use the watch more and more, recommended apps or recent apps that you started using will become recommended at the top of your apps page with the list that you previously defined at the bottom of the recommendations. Second thing you're going to notice are the new widgets that the new software brings. Previously, it was a full circle that includes the entire screen area. However, now you can have multiple widgets on the same screen, and it is an oval shape that is inside the screen area. I personally don't know how I feel about it, but I like that you can have multiple widgets in one area, or tiles as they call it, and there are also some new tiles that the new software brings. And I don't know, it looks good, it's more customizable, but on a square body in a circular screen, the oval shape looks kind of weird to me. Maybe I need some time to adjust to it. However, this is what the old one looked like for reference. I do like the new backgrounds though, I have to say. But yeah, there's something just about the screen widgets that look better on the screen watches. But yeah, that's something else that's really new. Another notable thing is the new status screen on both of the watches. Previously, it was this one that we were used to. It has the old battery icon, but now it has been updated and matches the Galaxy phones more closely. Personally, I like it, and it also has new customization and new toggles to better control your watch easier without going into the settings page. The phone app is basically the same across the two softwares. However, the new one has a new toggle where you can dial a phone number from the phone or the watch, so you can better control your phone calls in case your phone isn't nearby and you have your watch on, so you can make a quick phone call. This one, you had to adjust it after the fact when you made the phone call as you were talking with the person. Alongside the new changes in terms of look, there's also a new sound with the touch targets when you touch the watch. The old one sounded like this. The new one sounds like this. This one matches the Galaxy phones more closely. However, the previous one sounded alike like the old Gear S, which I really liked. However, it's nice to get a design change, and the colors are now different. This is more of a grayish blue, and this is just like a deep normal blue color. And the icons are a little bit different. Going into the settings page, they're very identical. However, some things are changed. Some of the names are different, the icons are updated, such as in modes and routines, as you can see. And the biggest thing that I noticed were the changes in button layouts. For example, the long press button for the home button is now it has been renamed from press and hold and has been changed to long press. And when you click it, instead of showing Bixby and Assistant on two separate things, it is on its own little island, and you can customize the Google Assistant, and the power off menu is separate from them. Moreover, gestures are more cleaned up into one single section. Previously, you had gestures as double pinch and then shake to dismiss and knock knock into a different section. Now, double pinch, shake, and double knock are in one section, and you can customize it individually on what you want it to open. The battery sections are very similar between each other. However, a change I noticed has been in the power saving section. Previously, it just said what the power saving option does. However, now you can see it has a estimated time graph on how much battery life you would save if you turn on power saving mode and got all these features turned off. And the rest of the page, however, are basically the same, but just reoriented and reworded. A small change in the general section of the watches is the lack of the input tab that was previously on the previous software. So before you could tap input and you could change all your Samsung keyboard settings and quick responses. However, now it is after date and time, and these exact options are mirrored here, and it continues from orientation, which was under date and time, and it's more cleaned up now. There's less confusion on how you would change your keyboard, and it's more accessible on the new software. A small change is in the Samsung Find app. On the previous one, when you opened it, you had two options: Find My Phone and view the location of your devices. However, on the new one, when you tap it, you can view the people that you're sharing your location with, as well as your devices. It's more easier to find the things you're looking for, and there's a settings tab to fine tune your location info, which was not present on the Watch 6 on the previous software version. Apps like the World Clock and the Stopwatch app are basically the same. However, there's a new fresh coat of paint on them. With the Stopwatch app on the old one, this is how it looked like with the blue accent way. On the new one, there is a more professional look on it. It's all black and white now, but functionality wise, they're both identical with each other and they look the same. A small change worth noting is in the power menu section. Previously, on the old one, the power menu button was a very small and skinny icon. However, on the new one, when you go to the power menu, the turn off button is a much thicker and more noticeable touch target to make it easier to see. When you go to the recently used apps page on the previous version, this is how the close all button looked. However, this is the new one. It just looks a lot cleaner and easier to see, and it has a cleaner font overall compared to the previous software version. A very small change worth noting: on watch faces that support the previous named night mode that turn the watch red or green on the new Galaxy Watch 8 series has been renamed to low light mode. This watch face will probably come to the Watch 6. I can't demonstrate how the old one was named, but it was named night mode, but now it has been changed to low light mode. Fundamentally, it's the same, it's just been renamed. A new change on the software is the introduction of the Now bar. Samsung Galaxy phones have had the Now bar since One UI 7, and the previous software version had a similar iteration. It was a small icon that you may or may not have known it existed, and when you tap it, you could see ongoing notifications. However, on the new one, it's prominently displayed on the bottom of your screen, and when you tap it, you can see an enlarged menu that's bigger to see compared to the previous one, and you can easily tap it to get to the action that's ongoing. This can be a Google Map destination, it can be music playback, or a timer or a stopwatch, as you can see here. You can change it to go back to the previous design that's like this, but to match the Galaxy phones, you can have it this way and make it easier to see the ongoing notifications that you have on your watch. Speaking of animations, when you plug the old watch in to charge, this was the old charge animation you got. It was pretty buggy and it reflected the animation design of One UI 6 on the phones. And this was the night clock mode that you got when the watch was charging, and it could reorientate into different positions that the watch would be set at. However, on the new design software, when you plug it in, this is the new animation, it makes a different sound, and it has the charge animation that One UI 7 and 8 have on the Galaxy phones, if I can plug it in. And when you put it sideways, it reflects that way. And this is the night clock face that you have when the watch is charging. It's a lot cleaner, easier to see, and it matches the Galaxy phones, which is always nice to have. Going into the Samsung Health app, there are a couple improvements worth noting. First of all, these options from sleep, daily activity, and the like have been very similar. The exercise page has been differently modeled. Previously, it was an over circle design. Now it has been downward facing. And you have the running coach feature that the Galaxy Watch 8 got introduced with. I'm sure this one will get it too, but as of now, the Galaxy Watch Ultra and the 7 with One UI Watch 8 will have this feature that the Galaxy Watch 8 got. Secondly, going into the rest of the Samsung Health app, there's a new mindfulness and check-in page that is not present on the old software version. I'm not sure if this will get it, if this is dependent on new software features or sensors, but the Galaxy Watch Ultra on One UI 8 has it right now, and you can check in your mood, have breathing exercises, and the like. This has a breathness feature, but it's different from the Samsung Health app. Going down the list further, the medication tracking, body composition, steps, and everything else have been very similar. And overall, it's just cleaner, easier to use, and implements features that can be on one app instead of multiple apps like the Watch 6. Speaking of features, the antioxidant index that was introduced with Galaxy Watch 8, 8 Classic, and 8 Ultra have been reflected on the settings app on One UI Watch 8. Again, I'm not sure if this will get it due to the older hardware and sensors. However, the 2024 Galaxy Watch Ultra has this, and you can measure it using your phone once you set it up, as well as the vascular load, which is also a new feature introduced with the Galaxy Watch 8 series that is not present on the Galaxy Watch 6 UI on the Galaxy Watch 6. Overall, the new software update is a huge plus in my opinion. It looks much nicer, it runs a lot smoother than the previous software version. Not to say that this was a slow watch by any means, but it just looks a lot more fluid and matches the Galaxy Watch design with the Galaxy Watch phone UI, and that's always good to see with the cohesion. The Galaxy Watch 6 is a little bit sluggish on this old software version, so I'm hoping this one will make this one faster. However, if there's anything I missed update-wise, please write it down in the comments and we can keep tabs on the changes, but these were the ones that I could find, so hope you enjoy.